Okay, sorry about that. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and my husband just called and kicked me off my video after 45 minutes of recording. So I apologize. I'll have to have 2 videos now. So this is part 2, finishing out our class. So I am so sorry about that. Okay, so what we were about to do, we were about to parse and diagram this sentence right here, this compound complex sentence, okay? So again, what I want you guys to start doing, and I'm trying to back this up so you guys can really see the whole thing. Okay, so again, what you're going to start out doing is look for any conjunctions, look for the connecting words, okay? So I see a conjunction here, since, right? I see one here, and, okay? Now start looking at what's to the left and to the right of those, okay? Jesus loves me and he loves you. Oh, I see 2 independent clauses there. That's a compound sentence right there. Okay, so I can underline this as one independent clause. My second one is here. Okay, he loves me, he loves you. Now look at what's joining up with this word since here. Since he wept tears for us. Okay, that right there, this whole thing is going to be a subordinate clause. It starts with this subordinating conjunction here, since he wept tears for us. That cannot stand all by itself. That is not an independent clause, okay? So now that I have my clauses separated out, I can parse them individually. Jesus loves me. Who loves me? Jesus. Subject, noun. What is being said about Jesus? Jesus loves. Verb. Okay, let me try to get a marker that works here. Okay, verb. Jesus loves who? Me. Can me replace or rename Jesus? No. So it's the direct object. My verb is verb transitive, right? Let's look at my second independent clause. He loves you. Who loves you? He. Subject, pronoun. What is being said about he? He loves. Verb. Loves who? You. Can you replace he? Nope. So it's the direct object. My verb is verb transitive, okay? So that's your 2 independent clauses parsed. Now let's look at our subordinate clause. Since he wept tears for us. Who wept tears for us? He. Subject, pronoun. What is being said about he? He wept. Verb. He wept what? Tears. Can tears replace or rename he? Nope. So that's your direct object. Your verb is verb transitive. For us. That is a prepositional phrase. You have the preposition and your object of the preposition, okay? So, diagramming, remember your independent clauses are going to come highest, okay? So we're going to start with our cross. Let's start with our first independent clause. Start with our cross, okay? Subject to the left, Jesus. Verb to the right, loves. Okay, and then direct object, me. All right, Jesus loves me. That's your first independent clause diagram. Second independent clause, he loves you. We're going to put it below the first one. Okay, he loves, why do I keep wanting to make the L a T? Loves you. Okay, now our conjunction here is our fanboy. We're going to put the boy in his chair. Verb to verb. Okay, and, all right. So there's your and. Okay, so that's your 2 independent clauses. Now, we have a subordinate clause here, since he wept tears for us. Now, this is adverbial, okay? It's modifying why he loves, to what extent he loves. It's not who, which, so we know it's not going to be adjectival, modifying one of the nouns, all right? So we can actually just put this off of our verb, since he wept tears for us, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to come down below here and put our cross, okay? We'll go ahead and do he wept, and then the direct object, tears, okay? And our our prepositional phrase is going to come off for, okay, I'm having trouble because I'm trying to hold this, for us, right? Prepositional phrase below the tiers. Now to connect with the conjunction, we're just going to go verb to verb right here and then put since going up. Okay? Jesus loves me and he loves you since he wept tears for us. Okay? All right. So I think that's everything I had in my notes. I was going to let you guys know that your sentences for this week, sentence 3 in your sentences that are in your book for this week, sentence 3 has 2 subordinate clauses, so pay attention to that. You're working on charts P, Q, and H. Moms, look for the verbal packet that I'm going to send you. That'll give you more to work with your kiddos on infinitives, okay? I also highly recommend looking at the chapters in the book Our Mother Tongue, because they have lots of good information on infinitives as well if you want just more understanding for yourself, moms, okay? Okay, so let's talk about math real quick. All right, so for math this week, the first thing that I'm going to do, let me get some of my notes out of the way here. The first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to give you guys a few puzzles because I know that y'all like these puzzles that I give you, okay? So moms, if you need to pause the video so that you can give them a moment to answer the question in their head or replay it, then you can do that on this video. Okay, so here's your first puzzle, guys. Remember, get the number in your head. Think about the next thing that I tell you to do and change your number to that, and then keep moving that number, okay? This is mental math work, okay? Okay, so here's your first puzzle. The number of tentacles on an octopus plus the number of degrees in a circle. Now pick the number that is in the ones place and multiply that by the number of days in a week. Okay, see what you come up with. All right. Okay, your next puzzle. The number of dimes in a dollar plus the number of hours in a day, multiply by 2, and then add the digits of that answer together. Okay? All right, and then here's another one. I think I've given you all of these before. The sum of 4 and 5 plus the product of 4 and 5, round it to the nearest tens place, and multiply by 2. Okay, all right, one more, and then I'm going to give you a couple of math game ideas. Okay. The absolute value of -12 times the numerator of 10/17, add the denominator of 10/17, and then add the sum of 2 and 1. And what do you get? Okay, so fun puzzles there for you to do. Okay, so this week I think it's probably a good idea for you guys, if y'all have anything like this at home, math bingo games that give you division practice or that give you practice with working your multiplication tables, I think it's a good idea for y'all to do some things like this week. Definitely try to work on some mental math games, okay, because it's just good for us. One game idea that I have that you could do is get yourself a deck of cards Okay, and you can do this independently, kiddos, all right? Okay, give your face cards a value. Like what we've done in class before is that jacks equal 11, queens equal 12, kings equal 13. You could have your aces be 1, but whatever value you and mom decide, okay? And then what you do is if you just have your deck of cards, take out the jokers, okay? All right, flip over 2 cards. So I just flipped over a king and a 3. If my king equals 13, then I would want to take 13 times 3 and figure out the answer, okay? So this is giving you practice on quickly making sure you have all of your multiplication tables down, okay? Once you get the product of those 2, then just put them aside and do 2 more, okay? Time yourself and see how fast you can get through the whole deck. Your goal should be each day to get faster, okay? So time yourself going through the whole deck, just multiplying, just flip 2 cards over, multiply them together, get the answer, all right? And the goal is that you can get faster every single day for the next 4 days until we have class again next week, okay? So again, just take this time to just really practice your multiplication facts, really make sure you have them down. Okay, the other idea that I have, moms, is this is a fun little idea that I found, is give your kids a, just make a donut. If you have a whiteboard in your room, or you could just do it on a blank sheet of paper, and then randomly in random order, write the digits 1 through 12 or 1 through 15, since our foundations goes up through the 15s. Give them a dice, and have them roll and put that dice in the center of the donut. And then see how quickly they can multiply and write the answer. So say if I roll a 4 and the 4 goes here, 4 times 10 is 40. 4 times, and how fast, and write the answers on the outside of the donut, okay? And you could do this over and over and over again, just keep rolling the dice and getting different numbers, okay? So that's a fun idea. So just take some time this week to just do some math games, practice your math facts, okay? Okay, and then last but not least, writing, okay? So you guys should be working on your research project, okay? We talked about all of this before we went on break, but I have some of my IEW posters here, and I just wanted to remind you guys. Now, I wanted to just, the skills that you're going to use in writing this research paper, you've been working on all year long. And this research paper is kind of the culmination of all of it. Everything that you've learned, you're now putting it all together, okay? So in back in Unit 4, you guys learned how to summarize a reference, okay? That's where, remember, I put the word sum here, S-O-M-E. You're taking some of the facts, not all of the facts, okay? So your key words are coming from the facts that you choose, okay? You have 4 to 7 details, okay? You had 3 words max per line still when you're doing your keyword outline, all right? And you are putting 1 topic per paragraph. Those are all those skills you learned in that unit, all right? This is where we also introduced this topic clincher rule. This is what your outline looked like when you started doing this unit of summarizing a reference. You have your main topic, you're giving 4 to 7 details, and then at the bottom of that outline, you have this word clincher. You don't actually keyword outline and put any keywords here, because when you get to this part in your writing, when you're composing and actually writing, when you see that word clincher, you know that it means to go back to your keyword outlines that you had for your topic here, and you're going to write a good final clincher sentence that repeats or reflects these keywords from your topic sentence. Okay, so remember that. That was the first step in learning how to do this basic essay. All right, and then taking it another step further in Unit 6, you guys learned about using multiple references. Okay, so remember, I told you guys that I want y'all to use a minimum of 3 sources for this final research paper. You're choosing 3 topics. So you're going to have 3 body paragraphs. Remember, this is going to be a 5-paragraph essay. You're going to have an introduction, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, or you could call them A, B, and C, topic A, B, and C, your 3 body paragraphs, and then you're going to have a conclusion paragraph. So you'll end up with a 5-paragraph final essay. All right. Now, if you remember back to when we were summarizing multiple references, you're going to have different sources. So if you have chosen 3 different books from the library, one book is going to be source 1, your second book will be source 2, your third book will be source 3. Whatever topic you've chosen for your first paragraph, they're calling it topic A here. Okay. Topic A, you'll look in that first source and you'll pull out some keywords and get some ideas for that first one. Then you'll look through your second source. Now you're still looking for information and facts about topic A. Then you'll do the same with source 3. And then what you'll do is you'll take these 3 small outlines, you'll fuse them together into this fused outline, and this will become paragraph A. Okay? You'll do this same thing for topic B and topic C. You'll look through your each sources. You're not going to have 3 different sources for each of the 3 topics. Okay? If you chose 4 or 5 sources because you needed to find more information, that's fine, but you're still going to have you can still use this book 1 or source 1, and this topic can be used for topic A, B, and C. All right? So we talked about this at length last class before we went on break, but I just wanted to remind you guys, okay? All right, so that is just the reminder of the way that is set up. Now, this is the basic essay model that you guys are working on for this essay that you're working with, okay? So this is your basic essay model. You're going to have 5 paragraphs. These are your 5 paragraphs: your introduction, your paragraph on your topic A, paragraph on topic B, paragraph on topic C, and then your conclusion. All right? So I just wanted to remind you of that. This week, if you follow the schedule that I gave you before we left for class, you should have your main subject of your essay chosen. You should have your 3 topics picked out, and hopefully you have your sources. This week, I would make it your goal to get all 3 of these paragraphs at least outlined. So you're going to do your little outlines, fuse them together in your big outlines, and maybe even if you could start writing, but I would at least make sure that you have your main subject picked out, your 3 topics that you're going to write about that subject chosen, have your sources, and go ahead and get all your keyword outlines done. That would leave next week for you to write your 3 main paragraphs. And then that last week, week 3, which is the last week you have to work on it, you could add your intro and your conclusion. All right. I gave you guys all the information in those packets last week. If you have any questions or are struggling at all with the writing, please let me know. I think that's all I have. Again, for the writing, use these resources right here. You have your student resource packet. You have your TWSS guide, which has a really nice section on Unit 8, which is this essay that we're writing, is the Unit 8 essay. So use all of your resources. Again, if you guys have anything or need anything from me, please feel free to call. I hope that y'all are doing good, and I miss seeing y'all and being with y'all, but hopefully y'all will have a rich class time together, and this will end up being a blessing in disguise for all of us. So praying for y'all, love you, and I'll hope to see you soon. Have a great week of class. Bye.